Right then, folk, welcome back to another video beer review. Today with a beer coming out of Hawkstone, and finally I got around to doing it. It's Hawkstone Lager. There we are. It took me a long time to actually try this beer for the first time. It was about a month ago. I had it, or maybe a month and a bit. I had it in the Crown and Allborn, and yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. I know some of my mates don't enjoy it. Some find it's like too. It tastes more like cidery. In fact, some of them said. I can only say I've had it once, and it tasted quite lemony. It reminded me of Offshore from Sharps back a few years, because Offshore from Sharps does not taste like that anymore. Like I prefer Cor FF and trying one of those lagers down there. But yeah, it's a little bit more lemony. Is what I've at least the batch that I had was a little bit more lemony. So I know some of it is obviously brewed at what was called Cotswold Brewery. So I used to love their lagers, and that's what they were primarily set up to be, as a lager brewery. So they used to do like some imperial lagers. I used to get quite a few when I first moved down here. I could get a few of them, and they were also in Waitrose at the time. But slowly over time, everything kind of evaporated, and in that same sort of time that Hawkstone kind of took over. Was they did the Hawkstone Lager, and then ultimately, Mr. Clarkson, I think it was, bought the brewery, and then obviously changed the name of the brewery to Hawkstone Brewery. I know one of the brewers, Donny. I don't know if he's like head brewer or what his position is exactly. But I know from my time in Brum, so he was at Dig Brew. So I think I can probably name most of them, in fact. So Arshawiel was one, or Arsehole Brewery effectively was his brewery. Dig Brew. I think we went to, was it Evolution or whatever that place, because I think that had a couple of names. But I think it was Evolution when he was there. Then he was at Tappet, and he had Crop was his other little project, his other brewing project. And I think that's when he then moved to Hawkstone. I think that's what it was. I might be missing one. Anyway, so yeah, he's one of the brewers there now. And from what I remember, not all of it is actually brewed at Hawkstone. A lot of it was brewed at like Redchurch or Asahi or something else. And then I've even heard Tennants brew some of it. I don't actually know where all of it's brewed. I know that they probably can't produce enough to meet the demand on the kit they've got there. So that's potentially why they're contract brewing some of it elsewhere. So I think that potentially throws in a little bit of, it might taste a little bit different wherever you're getting it. I don't know where this one has come from. I don't even know if they just brew it all there nowadays. But 31st of August 25 is the best before, and it picked it up from the petrol station, which would suggest to me that they've bought that from someone local, so it's come from the Cotswold plant. 4.8% ABV, 330ml, premium lager, £2.95 it was for a bottle. I was actually going in there looking for Renegade to see if they had any other Renegade beers, but not this time. So where I would normally find Renegade was a Hawkstone beer. So yeah, ingredients are water, malted barley, hops, yeast. Yeah, and it says Cotswold Brew Co, College Farm, Stowe Road, Born on the Wall. So it still says Cotswold Brew Co, which is it that it's trading as Hawkstone? I don't know. But yeah, relatively limited information on the back of the bottle, and there we go, the Hawkstone H there. So yeah, like I say, when I last had it, I didn't mind it. Didn't mind it at all, and it's proper lager sort of thing. Properly lagered is what I mean by that. Use this old Lost and Grounded glass I haven't used for years for beer. But yeah, crystal clear. See if it is much like the one I had a couple of weeks back. I think it is. It is that kind of quite bready, biscuity, a bit of a like a lemony floral note. I was watching a video actually from Charles Farren, and Donny was actually in it, and they were talking about how relatively hoppy compared to other lagers that their lagers are, and using CF hop program hops inside of lagers and stuff like that in IPLs. But yeah, smells good. We'll dive in. Cheers. I think the one I had at the Crown was a bit more lemony. Certainly was. Now, could that have been down to lines potentially? I don't know. But there is still that floralness there, and this is probably also a little bit warmer than when I had it straight on draft. It's really crisp, nice and bitter, breadiness, that floral note, that lemoniness, lemony light fruitiness is there. Like I said, it's not quite as much as when I had it, but I could easily sink a few of these. How about people used to say it was expensive? I don't find it expensive at all. £2.95 for a single bottle from a petrol station is, it's always going to be a little bit more, but that's not bad. Just lobbed the last little bit in. I think it's nice and crisp and clean. Yeah, easy going. I'd like to know what hops are in it. That's just, boring brewer information, but that's really good. Or maybe it's just that I finished work and it was, what I needed. But yeah, Hawkstone lager. That's not bad at all. I will have to pick up a couple of the other bottles. Obviously, the small runs that they do are definitely being brewed off that kit. So I know I want to try the stout at some point, and also maybe like some of the other lagers that they do and IPLs. So yeah, over time I will do. But yeah, Hawkstone lager. See you next one. Cheers.